I will be 47 this year. I have had Lyme disease for 12 years. I had terrible fatigue in my mid 30s. My fatigue was so bad with the Lyme disease that um, I would go to the gym, work out, and then I'd come home and feel like I had to sleep the rest of the day. It really took a lot out of me just to function every day with two young kids, and just, taking care of them and function with the Lyme disease. I didn't have a lot of joint pain, so I was lucky there. But the problem with Lyme disease is it's kind of like having termites in your body. The outside looks great, but the inside is constantly being eaten away by the Lyme bacteria and other bacteria in your body. So it's a constant battle to kind of keep it in remission and keep it under control. So 8 years of the last 12, I have had a thyroid that didn't work at all. So I was on a very high dose of thyroid medicine for the last 8 years, and that dose would have to increase pretty much every year. My body just would not make enough, and it would increase every year. So for 8 years, I was on that. And then 2 years ago, I was diagnosed with alopecia, which is when your hair starts falling out. I had a bald spot in the front. I don't know if you have the picture, Peter, of my forehead where I was missing my hair.
Let me pull it up real quick.
Sure.
That's your before and after. I want to actually hold on. There we go.
Yep.
This one right here?
So, yep. So in the upper right-hand corner, you can see where I had a lot of hair missing. And I was diagnosed with a rare form of alopecia. My doctor told me there was no cure for it, and that the only thing we could really do was stop it from getting worse, which included monthly steroid injections into my scalp and then twice daily steroid lotion applied to that spot. I did that for 8 months with no improvement. My hair was still falling out. It was still red. It was still inflamed. And also within the last 2 years, I was diagnosed with rosacea with cystic acne. And the acne was so bad, as you can see on my face, I had large breakouts that had to physically be drained by my dermatologist. She literally had to cut into my face and drain them herself. Yeah, it was awful, Peter. As a woman, when you start losing your hair, I started losing my hair, my skin started breaking out. I
Look at
felt
you
really
now.
ugly. And I started withdrawing from my social life, my friends and family, because I felt very ugly. And thank God my friend Janet reached out to me with this patch for my Lyme disease. And I started patching. Being a Lyme disease patient, I'm very open to alternative modalities. I've spent thousands of dollars or tens of thousands of dollars trying to get healthy. So when she said there was a simple patch I could wear, I was like, give it to me right now. So after 4.5 months of patching every day, I woke up one day and the redness on my scalp where the hair was missing was completely gone.
Wow.
And at that point, I had been using those steroids for 8 months with no improvement. I said from that day on, I was not going to use those steroids. I was going to roll the dice and see what happened. I've never had to use any steroids again. My hair completely grew in, as you can see. I have no baldness. It's thick and it's full. It grows like crazy. And my dermatologist was not interested in the patch.
Wow.
When
Wow.
I told her my incredible results.
Look at the skin to your neck, to your skin, to your hair, to the alopecia. Look at you. Oh my God.
I know, it's incredible. My skin there, you can
Before
see
and
like
after, everyone. Look at
the left side of my, the left to the right. I mean, my face was so scarred from the cystic acne. I had pits, I had deep cut marks from her, cutting into my skin. And I mean, I had some really deep scars, and my skin has just completely regenerated and come back to life. So I'm so thankful for that. I'm also off all my thyroid medicine and have been that way for over a year. My blood work is completely normal, and I have so much energy, Peter. I mean, I can tell you when I was in my mid 30s, I had no energy, and I was out paddleboarding in the Florida heat, which is about 100 degrees on Saturday for 5 hours on a stand-up paddleboard. And when I got home at 6 o'clock at night, I wasn't even tired.
Wow.
I could have never done that 12 years ago or even 5 years ago. It is like, it's incredible the amount of energy I have. Like it's incredible, this patch. I wasn't sore the next day. I got up and I had things to do and I was ready to go at 8 a.m. on Sunday. Like it was amazing.
Oh,
Yeah,
man,
it's just incredible.
Christina, I mean, we've been doing this for almost 5 years now, and you've been on the patches for how long now exactly?
Two
Since
years.
2 years, 24 months,
Hmm.
literally all these years of, I call suffering or sacrificing. And I mean, not alone just getting off the medications, okay, everyone, that is already like a blessing already in
Hmm.
everything. But, for a woman to get her skin, her hair, everything from face, everything like changing, transformation, and just the amount of money that you spend on it too, so
Hmm.
wow. La, any last words you want to tell everyone, Christina? Oh, and all this for literally less than a cup of coffee a day,
Yes.
right?
Yes. Well, I was spending $730 every 3 months for my thyroid medicine alone
Wow.
to get it
Wow.
compounded for me. But so I'm still using the patches. Obviously, it's like my little insurance policy. Nothing has popped up in the last year. I will tell you that I had stiffness and in my lower back when I would get up in the morning. I don't have that. I can literally just pop right out of bed. And high blood pressure runs in my family, but I don't have it. But anytime I would go to the doctor, I would get that like white coat hypertension where it would be around like 140 over maybe 80. And I was kind of on, I was like, oh, I'm just, stressed about being here. I just had my blood pressure checked, Peter. It is the lowest it's ever been in my entire life. It's 115 over 80.
Wow.
And
Wow.
I've never taken any medicine, but literally at the doctor's office, it was 115 over 80. So I mean, that's 2 years. So it just keeps getting better and better and better. And my husband, he also just had his blood pressure checked. It was 110 over 62. He
Wow.
couldn't believe it. They had to take it a couple times
So,
because it was that low.
Christina, last question. So, what do you guys do with all your health time and all this health for freedom from all your health issues now?
Well, one thing, my husband has not been able to fly in 20 years, Peter.
Wow.
um, due to anxiety about flying, and we've been married 21 years, and he was on the patch 6 weeks. He said, I'm ready to fly. Let's book a trip to the Bahamas. I'm going to start with a half-hour flight. Let's do it. Now he's been all over the country, and he's talking about going to Europe. And that is the only thing that changed was this patch. He said it was like a switch flipped in his brain. I am so thankful because now we can travel. I love to travel, and now we can do things that we never dreamed about doing. I am so grateful to this patch. It has changed his life and our lives.